Hello students, continuing our multinational business finance class. In the earlier class we were discussing about currency appreciation and depreciation. Now in today's class we will discuss why this currency appreciates or depreciates. That means why any currency against other currency, why does this fluctuates? Fine, why does any currency vary against another country's currency? Say for example, for better understanding purpose, we will take an advantage of our domestic currency, that is rupee against American dollar, right? Say for example, 1 US dollar is equals to rupees 70, the one way quotation. After certain time, it becomes US dollar is equals to rupees 71.10 something. That means in the earlier class we have discussed that if rupees 70 per US dollar becomes rupees 71.10 or rupees 71 per US dollar, we call this as rupee depreciation, right? We discussed this thing in earlier class. Why rupee is called depreciated against US dollar? It is very eventual that before earlier to buy 1 US dollar rupees 70 was enough. Now we have to pay one more rupee with the rupees 70 to buy 1 US dollar. That means buying power or purchasing power of the rupee got reduced. If we call it reduced, that means rupee got depreciated against US dollar. Fine. Why this thing happens? If after certain time, if rupee becomes rupees 69.80 against 1 US dollar, we call this as rupee appreciation. Right? Before we used to pay rupees 70 to buy 1 US dollar. Now we need to pay only rupees 69 point something to buy US dollar. That means rupee value got appreciated. That's why we are paying less rupee to buy the same dollar. Earlier we used to buy. Fine. Why this thing? Why this rupee is fluctuating against US dollar? Let me explain. Fine. There are certain factors influencing. We call these points as factors influencing currency fluctuation, or factors determining exchange rate, or factors influencing, or those points which may impact on the vary of currency, one currency against another currency. First of all, similar like any other product, the price varies because of demand for certain currency. See why this word term demand comes into multinational business finance. Say for example, if rupee is getting demand from various other countries, means there are various countries intends to invest in India. To invest in India, they have to buy the raw material, they have to build their own building, they have to establish their research and development facility. To do all these things, they have to spend in rupee because they intend to invest in India, right? So if they need a rupee, then they have to sell their own foreign currency to buy Indian rupees, right? When the buyers are more, eventually demand increases for rupee. That means if the demand increases, when increased demand results in rupee appreciation. Fine. They are selling their foreign currency, their own currency, to buy Indian rupee to invest in India. Why do they intend to invest in India? Fine. That means if Indian economy is growing, uh, we can term it as economic condition, economic condition of a country. Now we can see many foreign players in automobile sectors are barging into to invest, like Kia, Morris Garage from Britain, and Kia from somewhere else, South Korea it seems, Toyota from Japan, Hyundai from South Korea. All these foreign multinational companies barging into India to invest in automobile sector. That means our economic condition, we have a greater demand for automobiles. We have great demand for other products, BMW, Mercedes, etc., etc. We have large demand for even in cosmetic field like L'Oreal, Paris, etc., etc. Fine. So, if our economic condition, that is the earning capacity of the individual increases, that shows our economic condition, stability in our economic condition. If the buyers are more in India, foreign players will enter into Indian market. If they are entering into Indian market, they have to invest in rupee. That means they have to sell their foreign currency to buy Indian rupee. Rupee gets appreciated. That means rupee again fluctuates against their own country's currency. Fine. Next thing, why these foreign players are coming to India? It is not that easy as we think and as we talk. Fine. If the intents to enter into any other country, that means there should be certain friendly government policies. Government policies in the sense, we all know FDIs, foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment, not only in terms of money, they may invest in this foreign direct investment consists of money as well as assets, as well as machineries being imported to produce certain things, as well as manpower, that means talent or intellectual properties. So foreign direct investment may be in terms of money. If the Mercedes is going to establish their own manufacturing facility or assembling facilities in India, they have to invest lots of money here. If the German car maker, they have to bring their own money and convert it to Indian rupee to invest in India, where in Pune they have established their assembling facility. Fine. They have to invest in assets. They may bring certain tools. They may bring certain equipments to cope up with their production facility or manufacturing facility. Then machineries, advanced technologies they have to bring to invest in other countries as a FDI. Then as well as manpower, engineers, and any other sectors. These things are intellectual property. So FDI may be in terms of all these things, and these FDI policies usually laid down by central government, Ministry of Company Affairs and central government together. Now, foreign direct investment, India has liberated much more nowadays. Like in retailing sector, in supply chain sector, e-commerce sector, Walmart has invested, right? I think you people are aware that Walmart is the world's largest retailing chain shops, world's largest US based company, Walmart, has invested in Indian company called Flipkart. Earlier, Flipkart used to be an Indian company founded by Mr. Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal. Now they have sold their majority of shares, controlling shares to the Walmart. So Walmart, Flipkart. Now Walmart has acquired the Flipkart. Before investing in Indian supply chain or Indian retailing industry, Walmart has to pass through all these government policies. Right? If they intends to buy the Flipkart shares or buy the Flipkart investments, they have to invest in rupee. As I earlier told, Walmart is a US company, US US company, and they have US dollars with them. To invest in Flipkart, they have to convert their dollar against the rupee. They have to buy the rupee by selling their dollars. If they are selling the dollar, buying the rupee, again rupee gets the demand, and when demand increases, rupee appreciates against the dollar. Like many other sectors, these FDI norms have been liberated nowadays. Like like insurance sector, ICICI from India and Prudential is from somewhere else, foreign company. Bajaj is from India and Alliance is a French company again. This French company intends to invest in, excuse me, invest in Indian market, Indian insurance sector. They have to sell their French francs and they have to buy the Indian rupee. Again, rupee gets demand, rupee gets appreciated against French francs. Fine. Then we are discussing factors influencing exchange rate or factors determining exchange rate or those factors impact on currency fluctuation. Fine. Next thing is the availability of natural or abundant resources in a country. Say, for example, in United United Arabian Emirates, they have lots and lots of petroleum resource. Right? In India, we have coal mining, we have iron, etc., etc. If these things are there, again, I am giving an example with Adani Mining, an Indian company. Adani has invested a lots of Australian dollar in Australia to start their coal mining in Australia. So if Adani goes to Australia to invest in a mining sector, they have to buy the Australian dollar. Since Adani is an Indian company, they have rupee with them, Indian rupee. They have to sell the Indian rupee to buy the Australian dollar. That means selling rupee is sold by Adani and they have bought Australian dollar. Australian dollar gets the demand and Australian dollar gets stronger against Indian rupee because they are swapping Indian rupee with the Australian dollar, right? So abundant availability of resources. It may be in terms of mining, it may be in terms of manpower, it may be in terms of any other resources, natural resources. These things directly and positively correlate to the fluctuation of any country's currency. Then, political stability in a country. Political stability, if any government rules and regulations like custom duties, import, export duties, etc., etc. Before earlier, Indian government during the 1991, like software industry was booming and in a starting stage, they have introduced, I think in the 1996, this is called STPI Act, Software Technology Parks of India Act. According to this act, any company situated in special economic zone, you all are aware what does this mean, special economic zone. Those companies situated in special economic zone can avail a custom-free import of technological related equipments, that is hardware and any other softwares. To boost the software industry, government has introduced STPI Act. They used to import all the equipments they require to develop certain software related things. They used to get it custom free. Fine. This STPI Act is extended up to 2006 or 2008, it seems. So these are the government policies. If any government passes the bill, that government should be stable enough to bring or pass that bill both in upper house and lower house. So to attract the foreign capital, government stability or political stability must be there in a country, right? Then relative interest rates. So to attract foreign capital, in next few chapters we are going to study in detail about these things, interest rate theories, etc., interest rate parity theory, etc., etc. If any country is offering greater amount of interest rate, they apparently attract foreign capital, foreign investors. When interest rate is greater, it attracts foreign capital. So if any country that these interest rates are uh, set by central bank in any country, so if they offer higher rate or greater rate of interest rate, that eventually attracts foreign capital. Foreign investors look for greater return on investment. If the inflation rate is low, we can call it as relative interest rates as well as inflation rate also. If the inflation rate in a country is relatively low and that country is offering greater percentage of interest rate on investment, majority of the foreign investors comes to our country or comes to that country where interest rates are relatively high. They invest in their country. To invest, say for example, if a British citizen intends to invest in India, he has to sell his British pound to buy the buy the Indian rupee. If he is going to buy the Indian rupee, again there will be an increased demand for Indian rupee. Again, rupee appreciates against British pound, right? So the next another thing is the factors affecting exchange rate is psychological thing. Psychological factors. See, we all know that US is economically very strong country. So if I have parked my money or I have parked my investment in US, that means my investment is safe enough. US has a stable government, US has a great history for giving greater amount of return on investment, and they are very much advanced in their technology. It's very economically stable and strong country. These things are psychological thing. So any investor intends or wants to park his investment, he usually look into developed nation rather than developing nation. They may give greater amount of return on investment rather than these saturated countries. So these psychological factors eventually attract more capital. That means psychological factor always suggest to invest in developed country, right? So psychological factors are also, anyway we all know that speculation in share trading, in all the types of trading, in bullion trading, metal trading, whatever it is, including foreign exchange trading also, even multinational business finance investors, so they look, their psychological thing is to invest in developed country where my investment is safe enough. I have parked my investment in safer place so that I can get greater return on my investment. So in next class, in today's briefing, precisely in today's class so far we have discussed factors influencing exchange rate, right? So factors affecting exchange rate. First of all, it's a demand, then government policies like FDIs, foreign institutional investors, FIIs, relative interest rates, political or government stability in that country, availability of abundant natural resources, psychological factors, inflation rate of that country, interest rate of that country, etc. etc. In the next class, in the next session, we are going to study the types of currency quotation and as well as foreign exchange dealings. Fine. So today I am terminating my session with the factors influencing exchange rate or factors affecting or factors results in currency fluctuation. One currency's fluctuation against another currency. Thank you. Thank you all.